Okay, wow, hi. So today I'm doing a little bit of a different video. Oh, by the way, it's Emily. Hi, it's me. So today I wanted to do a little bit of a different video. I have done 2 budgeting videos on my channel before, and budgeting is something that I do for every paycheck and every month. It's something that I feel is very important to know where your money is going and be caught up with your finances and just know all of that and to keep track of it. So I'm a big fan of budgeting. I usually budget in this little journal, but I feel like I didn't want to show you guys in this journal because it is a black journal and I feel like it would be a little bit harder to understand. I have these in there so the ink doesn't bleed on other pages, but basically I usually plan very decoratively, and I just feel like this is not a good way to show people how to budget. So I'm gonna do a very simple budget in my other bullet journal. This was actually my first bullet journal. Yeah, and I want to set up a January budget and just go through that with you guys and show you how to budget successfully and know where all your money's going. And yeah, I just want to go over that with you. It's a new year, it's a new start. And I think that it's a really good time to start budgeting if you haven't before. And yeah, I'm just really excited to go through it with you guys. So I have already set up the calendar, so I'll kind of go over that with you guys, but basically in my process, so to start out budgeting, you want to make a calendar and put all the bills that you have monthly on there. And then from there, we will take each paycheck that we get and figure out what bills we're going to pay with what paycheck. And then we will make a whole budget for the paycheck so you know where every dollar of that paycheck is going in your life. So let's go ahead and put in our bills on the calendar. So I'm going to reference my budget from this journal. On the first, I always have rent. So I'm going to put in rent. And I actually like to write the dollar amount beside it on my bill calendar as well, just to make it easier whenever I'm doing my budget. So rent is $375, and I added a new bill to my paycheck this month, which I always leave a note right down here. You can put your key and any notes that you have for the month that would make your next month different. So for last month, I added a new bill on the 1st, which is a sticker subscription to Pink Diamond Planner Co., and that is $30. So I'm just gonna write that in there. We have that bill. And then the next bill, oh, I also write in any holidays or events in here. And basically, I just write anything that would cost me money throughout the month. So I have rent, Pink Diamond. On the 7th, I have a tattoo appointment. And I don't know how much it's gonna be before going to get it. So I'm just gonna put that in there, and I know like a ballpark, so I know when I do my budget to put this into it and account for that money. That was my coffee maker beeping because it's literally 4 in the morning when I'm filming this. So sorry if you heard that beeping. All right, so I have my tattoo appointment, and I'm also going to my mom's, which she lives 2.5 to 3 hours away. So that is gonna cost me gas money, and I might be like eating out or something like that. So I definitely put that in my budget so I can plan for that, some travel expenses. Oh yeah, the 1st is obviously New Year's, but that did not cost me any money, so I'm not going to put it in. Even if there is holidays in January, if I'm not going to be spending money on it, I will not put it in my budget. So I think there's like Inauguration Day is on the 20th, but I'm not going to be spending any money, so I'm not going to put it on there, if that makes sense. If you guys like seeing holidays in your budget, in your bill calendar, just in case, you can go ahead and put it. Personal preference, I'm not gonna put it unless it's gonna make me spend money, if that makes sense. When do I get paid? I get paid on the 1st, so I'm gonna go ahead and write payday here. I feel like the 1st of the month is always a busy box for a lot of people. A lot of things take out on the 1st. I get paid every 2 weeks, so I also get paid on the 15th. So I'm just gonna put that in there. Then the next bill that I have is my student loan, my minimum student loan payments on the 21st. So I'm just gonna put that in there. And that is $127. And for all of these dollar amounts I put in here, I just round up to the highest whole number because it's just easier like that. Then on the 24th, I have my car insurance, and that is $135. Car insurance, $135. I should have wrote this stuff a little bit smaller so it wasn't so crammed in there, but that is okay. All right, I took a break and got some coffee, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's in my little Santa mug. Okay, so the next bill is my electric, which is on the 28th, and I do not know it yet. It usually, I'll usually get a statement about the second week into January, so I'm still waiting on that, and I will fill in whenever I know it, but I know a ballpark about it, so it's usually from like the $50 to $100 range, so I just keep that in mind when I'm planning out what bills to pay with what paycheck. Then I have a $1 Apple storage bill on the 29th. And yep, I put a $1 bill in my calendar because you have to track every little dollar that you're spending, or else you will not know where all your money's going. And then if you don't track all your dollars, you're going to be spending $1 here, $1 there, and then it'll add up, and then you'll just have $30 gone and be like, where did all my money go? So then I have one more thing on the 28th, which is my stepdad's birthday. So I'm going to put that in there because I might be spending money on that at some point. So that is the bill calendar all filled out. The next thing that you do is you take your 2 paydays and you pick a color for it. So let's see. I pulled out these colors because I kind of wanted the theme to be like bluish for January. So I think I'm going to do purple and blue. I think I want to do those 2 colors for my paydays. So I'm going to take my first paycheck and do it in blue. For paydays, to mark the color, I like to put a cloud around it. And any bills that I'm going to pay with the blue, I will highlight the actual writing. If you've been budgeting for a while, you kind of know what paychecks cover what bills for the month. So this paycheck is going to cover my new subscription up here. And my cats are going crazy. So it's going to cover my new subscription. It's going to pay for both of these 2 things, obviously, but I'm not going to highlight it because it's not a bill. It's going to pay for my minimum student loans as well. So just 2 bills on there. And I'm actually going to need a 3rd color on here, which I'm going to choose this one, and I'm going to go ahead and highlight this bill, which is actually being paid by my last paycheck of last month. I also have another payday on this day. 3 paydays because I'm paid every 2 weeks on a Friday. So yeah, so it's the same situation for this bill as it is for this paycheck. Since it's at the end of the month, it's gonna cover bills on my next month, obviously. So that bill was already paid, and I just want to mark it on my calendar so I know that every bill is getting paid. So down here in the key, I'm gonna go ahead and put this color right here, and I'm just gonna write last paycheck. I hope that you guys like this video or find it helpful. I usually just make planner videos with stickers and all that, but I'm also very into budgeting, and I know that some people like budgeting in this community as well, but it's definitely not as popular. Okay, so for this blue color, I'm gonna write 1/1 payday. Okay, so we're gonna make a cloud around the payday, and we're going to highlight the bills that it's going to pay for, which is car insurance, electric bill, and Apple storage. I'm going to make a little box right here and put the 2 bills that this paycheck will cover in the next month, which is going to be rent and that pink diamond subscription, so I can circle this and highlight it. So we're just going to put O2 rent. So I know that that is January's rent for $375, and then O2 pink diamond subscription for $30. And then we're gonna take one more color, which I guess I'll do this teal color, and circle that, and then highlight the 2 bills it will pay for. Wow, that smeared a lot. Okay, so we need to put this purple in our key, as well as this color. And we will need one more color for marking these events. So let's take this blue and mark it. This is definitely going to be a longer video just because I think budgeting is a longer process, especially if you are drawing out your own calendar and doing everything by hand. But I think that is the fun of it, and just doing a little bit of decoration and keeping a simple layout. When you do a theme for your budget, I feel like it makes it more fun. So this theme is simplicity, cleanness. That is my vibe for this. And I put like, these are supposed to be like little snowflake looking dots and stuff. So I just thought it would be cute to fill up the space and make it a little bit more pretty. So purple is our 1501 paycheck. Then this teal color is our 2901 paycheck. We need to take our last color over here and highlight these events. All right, so we're just gonna write events for this color, and that is the little key that we have. So I really like doing a simple layout like this. It's easy to read, you know what every color means, and then you can just set up your budget very easily. You can see like how busy this side of the week is compared to this side, but that is okay. Sometimes it just works out like that. So first thing that you do for setting up your budget, I just like to write paycheck budget because we budget by paycheck. That's what I do. And And I'm gonna put my real numbers out here just so everyone knows, and I hope that there is no judgment or any rude comments about that. And I really want to be transparent and make budgeting not a very scary thing to share. I think that money should be more open conversation so that people can be smarter with their money and get their financial goals accomplished. So we're going to put paycheck budget up here, and we are budgeting for our 21 paycheck. So first thing that we need to do is make a section for our income. So I'm going with a very simple layout. I'm just going to write income right here. And so the way I do it is I put my paycheck. I also have some rollover money from the last paycheck that is going to pay for some expenses that haven't cleared out of my account yet. So I'm just going to put rollover right here. And then this is also the paycheck that we got stimulus money on. So I'm going to put a section for stimulus. And then I'm going to leave 2 blank spots just in case any other money comes up that I would receive before the paycheck period is over. So let's go ahead and write in the amounts. So my paycheck was rounded to $1,264 for this paycheck. My paychecks are always different, so yeah. And I like to do my budget the day that I get paid, so I'm budgeting the exact amount rather than just guessing. That is just my personal preference. So we have that, and then we have my rollover money is $518. Then the stimulus that everyone got, if you were eligible, was $600. So we're gonna go ahead and make a estimate column and an actual column. And we're gonna leave 2 spaces just in case. So this is gonna be total, and then, oh yeah, just total for the income section. On the other sections, we're going to put a leftover just so we know how much is done after that section to budget for the next section. So for total, we are going to put, so this is my actual, this is also my actual, and also my actual. Now the reason I put estimate and actual on here is because if I don't prepare for something, then I'll put $0 for the estimated, and if I get something randomly, I will put the amount in actual and my total will go up. So let's get our calculator and add this up. 1264 plus 518 plus 600. So the total is 2,382. Obviously that is super high because we have this stimulus added onto this, and I also rolled over this much money from my last paycheck into this paycheck so I can pay the bills that haven't come out from last paycheck yet. So this is very high, obviously, because of all of these different factors. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, so the next section we're gonna start with is our bills. And the first bill I have is rent. And we need to drag down our estimated and actual columns. Okay, so we have rent and We're estimating $375, but we know that is the right amount. And I know my rent is very low. It's because I live in a very small apartment, and I split it with my boyfriend. So I'm very lucky to have a very small rent payment. So then the next bill is, I'm counting this as a bill from my rollover because I have some expenses on my credit card that I never leave it as debt. I pay it off as soon as possible, and I'm just gonna say this expenses. Okay, so I'm paying off the rest of my credit card from last month, and that was part of the rollover money from my paycheck for this, so that was $146. And the reason I'm putting rent in here is because it's part of the rollover from last paycheck that I still need to pay, and it's going to come out of my paycheck during this, it's going to come out of my account during this paycheck, so I put it on here. So then the next actual bill I'm paying, the first bill I'm actually paying with this paycheck, is the Pink Diamond subscription for $30. And whenever these bills come out of my account, I just write it in the actual column so I know how much it actually was. Then the next thing is the student loans. We're going to go ahead and write that in there. For $127. All right. So I think that is all the bills I have. All right, so we're gonna leave one space right there, and we're gonna put total and leftover. So the total, let's add that up. 375 plus 146 plus 30 plus 127. So total bills is 678. Not that much. So it's really only these two bills, and these were from last paycheck. So that is that. And we're going to take this total amount and subtract our bills from it so we know how much we have left over for the rest of our expenses. So 2,382 minus 678, we have $1,704 left. So the next thing is our expenses. So expenses are things that you need for daily life spending. That is what I count expenses as. So the first category is going to be groceries. Oh, let's set up our estimated and actual columns. So grocery and home. Which I do the same amount every paycheck, which is $200. Which this is going to cover any grocery expenses and any home expenses. And home expenses would be if you need, let's say, toilet paper, you need Q-tips, you need shampoo, stuff like that. I just take it all out of this category. Then the next category would be food, which is eating out. And I'm going to set $60, which is what I always set every paycheck. So this covers 2 weeks of eating out, so you can only eat out a couple times. Or my goal for this paycheck is to not have any spending money on stickers or planner things. That is my weakness, is spending on that stuff. So I'm not giving myself any spending money this paycheck. And I'm also not going to give myself any gas money because I'm going to put that in a travel expense for when I have to go to my mom's house. Because most of the time my boyfriend drives to work because we work at the same place, so we can just drive together. So I'm going to put a miscellaneous category for $30. Just for anything that comes up. That sounds like a good amount to me. So now I'm going to put a travel section. So this is gonna include any gas I need to drive to my mom's and any eating expenses when I go there. So I'm gonna budget $60 for that. Sounds like a good amount. And then the next expense I have is for my tattoo appointment. So I really don't have any clue how much this is going to be. I'm going to estimate it's like around $200 to $300. So I think I'm going to budget $350, including the tip and stuff. So yeah, that's going to be a really big expense. All right, that is all for that. We're going to leave 2 spaces there and put total and leftover. Okay, so the total for this, let's add it up. 200 plus 60 plus 30 plus 60 plus 350 is $700. And obviously that is a lot higher because of this tattoo expense, but I'm including it in there because it's going to cost money, obviously. So let's minus this from our leftover. We have 1704 minus 700. So we have $1,004 left for this paycheck. Now, the next thing that you can do is make a savings or a debt category. So this is a lot of money to decide what to do with, and I'm really not too sure. See, usually this number would be 404 if you minus that $600 stimulus money, and that is a lot easier to decide what to do with rather than $1,000. And this is kind of really shocking seeing this out because I haven't seen this number yet. I did a kind of rough draft budget before this video, but wow, that's like a lot of responsibility. I'm gonna put a category down here. No, I'm gonna do it over here. I'm gonna send the full 600 to my savings, and then I'm gonna put the rest to debt because I'm already making a payment, and then I'll be making another $400 payment onto my debt. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So this is gonna be savings and debt category. Savings down here, and then debt down here. Okay, so we're gonna put estimated and actual. So I'm going to estimate that I'm going to put I want to put the full 600 into my savings, and then I'm going to put the 404 into my debt. So then we're going to have a total and leftover section down here. So this total is $1,004 and leftover is $0, which is the goal. You want to have $0 left over in your budget. That way you know you are putting all of your money to a good purpose. So, and as you can see, you would think that if you have $0 left after your budget, then you'd be spending all your money on expenses and bills. But look how much we put towards savings and debt. If you didn't do a budget, you wouldn't know you had this extra $1,000 to save and pay off debt. And that is what I really love about budgeting. And yeah, so the reason I left this big category open is because I like to track different accounts that I have building, such as what is in my checking account cushion, which is the extra money I have in my checking account, not including all of this paycheck that I just budgeted for. I track my savings account, so how high that's building. I track my 401k, and then I track how much student loan I have for every paycheck, I like to know what I'm starting with. That way I can make informed decisions on what I am budgeting for. So obviously I already looked at this before filming this video, but I'm kind of debating if I want to include the real numbers on here, just because that's a really personal thing. I think I will, actually. So we're gonna go up here and start with account totals. So this is a whole separate section from my budget, and yeah, let's go ahead and fill this out. Okay, so the first one that we have is checking cushion. The next one that we have is savings account. The next one that we have is 401k account, and then student loans. So my checking account cushion, I have $1,102.12, and I actually do keep these numbers to the actual cent just because I find it interesting to know the exact amounts. Then in my savings account, I have $5,581.42. My 401k, I have $3,530.48, which this is actually really good that it's so high already. I contribute 8% to my 401k, and I only started it less than a year ago, so I have that much already. And then my student loans, I'm gonna put the negative, and I have $7,472.49 left to pay off. Now I'm going to leave a little note right here and say totals before paycheck, just because if I forget, I want to know that all of these amounts are before I contributed anything from this paycheck. And then I'll put a little arrow pointing to that, and my pen is dying. Looking at this, you can see like how much money you have, what your priorities are. I really wanted to try to get my savings account up to that 6,000 mark, so that's why I contributed that 600 so I can reach that goal. And then I'm putting that $404 towards this, and this will be under $7,000 after this paycheck because of my minimum student loan and this extra debt payment. So that is also really cool. And obviously everything, if I'm under any categories in this budget, that extra money will sit in my checking account cushion and build this up. And the reason I leave a good amount of money in my checking account is because if any of these bills are higher than expected, where is that money going to be taken from? It's going to be taken from your checking account. So you need to have a buffer in there in case anything comes up. And my buffer is actually built up very high this month. Not this month, over the past year. And I'm really happy about that. And I just like to let it sit in there just in case. And sometimes, you know, you do this cool thing where you get a little bit sad and you feel like spending and you go over your budget, and that just eats out of your checking account. But that's okay because you are prepared, you have extra money in there, and you're not going into any more debt. So I'm very proud to say I don't have any credit card debt, and I very strongly disagree with using credit cards for debt. I use my credit card only to get that 2% cash back on purchases. So yeah, that's the only reason I use a credit card, is for the benefits and to build up my to build up my credit score. So that is pretty much it for budgeting your paycheck. And obviously you will set up a whole budget like this for every payday of the month. And yeah, I'm only gonna set up one with you guys in this video because I only know the paycheck for this, or I only know the dollar amount for this paycheck so far. So yeah, you guys kind of get the point, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me make this a little bit cuter while I'm talking. Yeah, usually I don't make budgets that are this plain. Just, I actually do like how simple it looks, but I find that when I make it more cutesy and what do you call it, like more cutesy and what is the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Oh, decorative. When you make it more cutesy and decorative, it makes you more excited to want to sit down and look at the numbers and just get your life in check. So yeah, that is my January 2021 budget, and I hope you found this useful. If you watched the whole video, let me know if you want to see more of these. I might do more. Let me know if you want to see like a decorative one. Like for example, this is my one for October. This is how my paycheck looked. Yeah, this is kind of how I do my budgets. Let me know if you want to see a very decorative, fun one in this blackout bullet journal. But with that being said, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.